Japan death row inmates sue over same-day notification of execution.
Here's a summary of the article.
2 death row inmates in Japan are suing the government, claiming that the practice of not informing inmates of the time of their execution until only hours beforehand is inhumane, local media have reported. Capital punishment in Japan is conducted by hanging, and the practice of notifying inmates just hours before the penalty is carried out has long been decried by international human rights organizations for the stress it places on prisoners. On Thursday, in what is believed to be a first, 2 prisoners sentenced to death filed a suit in a district court in the western city of Osaka, saying the practice was illegal because it did not allow prisoners time to file an objection, demanding the practice be changed and asking for 22 million yen in compensation, Kyodo News Agency reported on Friday. Death row prisoners live in fear every morning that that day will be their last, a lawyer for the plaintiffs was quoted by the agency as saying. The plaintiff's lawyer said there was no law mandating that prisoners be informed of their execution only on the day it is carried out and that the practice went against the criminal code, Kyodo reported. The death penalty is usually imposed in connection with murders in Japan, and capital punishment has extremely high public support. No executions were carried out in Japan in 2020, the first year without an execution since 2011, and none have yet taken place in 2021. About 110 people are on death row in Japan, local media said.
This post received a score of 940, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Not a single plaintiff has yet shown to preliminary hearings.
Pretty primitive, right? Useful to the regime, even if your use is to be forgotten. They can literally signal what is unacceptable with the mere timing.
Holy shit, that would be quite the unpleasant surprise.
Surprise motherfucker. Now die. Motherfucker.
Shepherd's pie motherfucker.
Supplies, motherfucker.
Rue dies motherfucker.
Shrew dies motherfucker.
Clothes die motherfucker.
All rise, motherfucker.
Yes, hope it's filed before the end of the day.
Rise and shine, it's breakfast time. Oh, by the way.
To be devil's advocate, this could probably be considered cruel and unusual punishment, at least in US law. Maybe not in Japan. In the US you should at least have the option of knowing in case you want to file appeals. Imagine being the 1% who are actually innocent and having no idea if you will have the time to have your appeals held or new evidence found.
1% innocent? Your faith in the justice system is impressive.
Yeah. The Japanese justice system has some ridiculously high conviction rate, which indicates that you are very much guilty when you are arrested or that you are railroaded once you are arrested. They seem to have a remarkably low crime rate, but it seems to be a rather totalitarian society. From what I understand, a large portion of the prison population is in solitary confinement with no access to most types of intellectual stimulation. Someone in the know should correct me.
Greater than you are very much guilty when you are arrested or that you are railroaded once you are arrested. They won't prosecute you before they are basically sure of winning the case. Usually that means forcing a confession out of you. They can keep you for quite a long time and interrogate you all day, prevent you from sleeping, beat you. All kinds of funny stuff without actually prosecuting you. Until you crack and confess, whether you are actually guilty or not.
After reading the headline, at first I thought 2 inmates were suing because their executions were scheduled for the same date.
It's my special day. Just tell them we'll discuss it tomorrow. Job done.
A judge tells a condemned prisoner that he will be hanged at noon on one weekday in the following week, but that the execution will be a surprise to the prisoner. Having reflected on his sentence, the prisoner draws the conclusion that he will escape from the hanging. Since the judge's sentence stipulated that the hanging would be a surprise to him, he concludes it cannot occur on Friday. He then reasons that the surprise hanging cannot be on Thursday either, because Friday has already been eliminated, and if he hasn't been hanged by Wednesday noon, the hanging must occur on Thursday, making a Thursday hanging not a surprise either.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.